Initially was the green-gray sweep in the 80s. The Greater Coalition understood that they needed military assets to access some of this terrain.
Every day is different when you're working in counter-drug. In 1990, the governor signed a executive order creating then the Marijuana Strike Force, which was 18 local, state, and federal agencies would pool all their resources together to address the significant marijuana issue here in Kentucky.
The DEA has designated the state police as the lead law enforcement agency.
Kentucky historically had been the #2 marijuana producing state in the country for years and years and years. The criminal activity that supported that, plus the corruption of local officials, one county in particular where the Commonwealth attorney had asked that his county be declared lawless so they could get some additional assets to combat this. So that's what got this coalition started early in the 90s.
Guard would go to each post and they would have a team designated just to do eradication within that post area, and then it grew from there.
It is a partnership brought out of necessity because everyone brings assets to the table that are necessary to combat the problem.
Well, they're the main support that the Marijuana Strike Force has. They provide the majority of the air assets, all the support that goes along with having all the aircraft on board, provide all the transportation, vehicles, maintenance for those, ground personnel to help cut, and they provide the intelligence persons for the that do the daily calculations, that do a lot of the plotting and the strategic planning for a lot of the eradication missions.
We've got a wonderful relationship with these guys. After we've been doing it so long together, we just about know every move each one's going to make.
We have a real effective outdoor program. In marijuana, usually from April to September, October, in this part of the world, that is the growing season. In the past, we used to have a seasonal effort. We don't do that now. We have year-round counter-drug operations, and people know us for the big eradication effort that we've got.
4 of my operational detachments are focused on supply reduction efforts, and we have an aviation section, eradication section, reconnaissance and ground observation section, and a criminal analysis and support section. And every one of those is dedicated to reducing the supply of drugs in the Commonwealth.
We use the UH-60 Black Hawk as a means to move Kentucky State Police, U.S. Marshals, Forest Service, other agencies around to eradicate marijuana, whether it's propelling them into marijuana patches or spying them out. That's where we put them on a rope and pull them, extract them out of that patch, or we're just moving from point A to point B, landing in fields to cut marijuana. We had some pre-spotted marijuana around people's homes.
Well, when we circled and confirmed that was marijuana, and I was able to connect it to this property. Our repellers, which are the state troopers, exited the aircraft. They come and secure the scene to make sure that everybody's safe and to keep it that way.
Well, first and foremost, we want to arrest people. This is an arrest first mission. We want to arrest those responsible for cultivating. Of course, we want to keep marijuana off the streets and keep it away from people within the Commonwealth.
After doing this so many years, you can see one plant. The plot we had today was in the center of the valley, down low, so it was really wooded. So we hovered over the plot and repelled the guys out into the plot. There was no roads going into there, so you couldn't get a ground team in. So we put them in by air. That was a pretty good bust today, and using Black Hawk, you can eradicate a lot more dope faster than using a ground team or other means.
You've seen the helicopters and the vehicles and the support staff, the communications, the trained operators. All of these assets would not be available to this effort should the Kentucky Guard generally and JSO specifically not furnish.
The ground teams, like I say, we put those strategically in certain parts of the state. Sometimes they find arrest targets, they'll make an arrest, they'll criminally charge people, however many we can throughout the day. and that'd go until dark just about.
We're running around a lot this morning, chasing a latitude longitude number, and that's got us in the general area. When the paths and the trails start to narrow, we have to offload the ATVs and use those. And as you've seen here today, the ATVs will go so long, and you're going to have to do some of it on foot. There's no easy way to it.
If you find marijuana, you're going to find methamphetamine, and they're all interlinked. And a lot of the law enforcement folks that will tell you, if you total up all the crime committed in the Commonwealth, murder, burglary, if you look at them, 90% have a drug nexus.
We arrest more people than anybody. And so I think our numbers are going down because we're arresting more people and we're holding people accountable here in Kentucky.
We could get a handle on dope, you'd see a significant reduction in a lot of these other crimes also.
We have on the detail itself well over 100 arrests every summer.
The bad guys are aware that we're here. They're afraid of us, and that is something that is one of our success criteria.
The impact that this program has on the state is you can't measure it.
Sometimes we'll get thumbs up, we'll get waves from the community, that kind of thing.
It's such a positive impact that I think there'll be a lot of people sad to see what the state has gone to without this program.
When I go home at night, I know that I have contributed to America's security. I have helped put some really bad folks in jail and got them off the street.
We have a lot of days where we're just starting with nothing in mind. We're successful every day.
We want what the communities want. We want a secure place for them to raise their families and to be prosperous. You know, we're on their side.